first of all, let me start with Billings. So you're like, oh man, we're playing in Billings, like, great. Like, you can only imagine what Billings, Montana is going to be. Because you're like, when you grow up on the East Coast, like all of us did, you're like, oh, it's going to be the fucking middle of nowhere. So you're pulling into town, and it's this giant, like, tar coal refinery. And then, like, you round the corner, and you're like, great, this is exactly what it's going to be, right? So you round the corner, and you come down, and there's, like, a Wendy's, or, like, something else, and then you get over the horizon, and there's the biggest statue of Tony Hawk you have ever seen. Like, this huge skate park, you're like, holy crap, Billings isn't that bad. So you go to the rail yard, and they have their own brewery. It's a really good bar, and they take care of you all night. You drink for free all night, you eat for free, they pay you. It's awesome. It's a great place to be. So Dave in the band had this guy, Aaron, who was a friend of the band. We'd stayed at his house a couple times, and we played there previously. This was like the third time we played. So we get annihilated at the rail yard. We get torn up, completely torn up. I mean, completely incoherent. So we stumble. He's like, I gotta take you to this bar. It's called the Rainbow. We're like, okay. So we stumble down to this bar called the Rainbow. It's 2 blocks away. And he orders me a drink, and it's this much whiskey and that much ginger ale. So I can't even drink it. And like, you know, and at this point, like, liquor's beginning to taste like water, and I still can't even drink this drink. And so we're standing in a circle, we're all drunk, and Aaron comes up to me with a pickled pig's foot in his hand. He's like, hey man, I got you this. And he hands it to me. And I look at it like completely grossed out. It's like, I don't want any part of this, I'm not eating this, whatever. And Aaron's like, dude, man, it was $10. And so I turned to Steve, who's in the band, and I'm like, man, $10? Like, you got that drunk logic, you're like, man, I gotta eat it. You spend that much on it, man? Like, $10 for like 3 days. So I'm just like, oh, dude. Like, so I'm getting all bummed, but I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, I gotta eat it, you spent $10. But then in the back of my head's like, oh, this is the grossest fucking thing you've ever had in your hand. Like, you can't eat this thing. And so I'm going back and forth, and everyone's like, come on, man, eat it. And everyone's freaking out in a circle around me. Suddenly, this local guy at the bar springs up, breaks into the circle, and grabs the pig's foot out of my hand, takes a big bite. He's like, you fucking asshole, we eat these things off the fucking farm, man. And he's like spitting. Fucking pig's foot's flying all over the place. It's shooting all over me. But I'm drunk, so I got that like drunk strength. I'm like, you're a pickled pig's foot. Screaming at him, like, you're from Montana, you know what's going on. So he's backing me into a corner, and no one's stopping me. And I'm like slowly, like, and it begins to click. Finally, like, holy shit, I'm gonna get beat up over this pickled pig's foot. Finally, at the very last second, the dude's like about to take a swing, and the bartender jumps over the bar, grabs the dude, and throws him out of the bar. And I'm like, incredulous. I'm like, you weren't even going to stick up for me. Like, you were going to let this guy beat the shit out of me over the pickled pig's foot. And Aaron slaps me on the shoulder. He's like, hey, man, it was only $1. So, this is about that.
From the railroad to the rainbow, we assemble the posse, assemble crew, stereotypes and lies. Pretend in the woods, and everyone except myself will know. Everyone except myself will know. Now here's a perfect scene. telephone now.